this is where you'd want to have all the must-haves, the critical features that are needed to enable the core function of the digital service. Neil, you had a qualification about this, or actually in addition to what you would say would be a must-have in the roadmap. And you want to share it?
Yeah, so there are lots of guidance out there in terms of how a product owner should prioritize user stories. What I tend to say is that there are kind of four features or four aspects that a product owner needs to consider. One is value. Value is often measured financially in terms of things like new sales or timing of sales or productivity or things like that. But it's not necessarily that. It could also be, as you say, must-haves or even exciters and delighters, as Noriaki Kano put it in the 80s. Basically, this idea that something that's just really cool and provides a wow factor that yields value for you. So, for example, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, having a treadmill with a TV on it would have been an exciter and a delighter, a wow factor, something that adds a lot of value because it's just cool.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, like in a government digital service, that might be a critical thing, right? Like if you want somebody to use that service, you might have to put an exciter or delighter. And so I could easily say, yeah, that's a critical feature, right? Like,
right, exactly.
You don't have to have the TV on the treadmill, but I'm going to work out a lot more if there is one versus there isn't one.
Exactly. So there's different ways to look at it in terms of value. There's also, of course, cost. And everyone knows the traditional metrics like NPV and IRR and ROI and such. There's also learning. I mentioned earlier about how in Agile we like to amplify our learning. It could very well be that a feature, by implementing it first, we learn a great deal about either a technology or the project or the product, and that learning itself makes it super valuable for us for mitigating how much time or how much effort it takes down the road to build other features. And then, of course, there's risk. Anything